All right, guys, it's 12 o'clock. If you've been here before on this channel before, we usually do these at the randomest times, honestly. You'll see me do it at midday. You'll see me do it during my graveyard shifts. You'll see me do it whenever. These videos are just going to come out when the idea is there the most and I can speak upon it the most. And so you clicked on this video because you already know what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to talk about a couple different things, but the main idea is about how I used to always try and find the pieces to the puzzle. I always tried to find the pieces to the puzzle of who I wanted to be and who was John Brandon Retta. Who was he? Who is he? And I would look at the puzzle pieces and say, okay, I would do this and he would do that. And I would try and think about all the different habits and things like that I could start instilling upon myself. And I would try and be like, oh, maybe I like doing this, or maybe I like doing that. And I'd get really impatient with whatever I'm doing. And I kept just trying to find the new thing. I kept trying to find the new habit, the new type of way to lift, the new style. I would switch from powerlifting to bodybuilding to calisthenics. I would switch my diet up back and forth. I would always be very, very inconsistent with what I actually truly wanted. And I think that's something a lot of, not just young men, but like everybody continuously feels like they're switching up their own opinion. I feel like most people don't even know what their own opinion is on a lot of things because they're so influenced by this camera. They're so influenced by the social media, the TikTok, the news, everything. And I say the TikTok like an old person, but just like everything, the social media, Instagram, the news, YouTube, whatever it is. And everybody doesn't even give themselves time to think about, like, what am I doing? What is my goal in life? What am I trying to accomplish? Who do I want to be? And that is a very, very important question. You have to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself, who do I want to be? And I asked myself, who does JB Retta want to be? Who does John Brandon Retta want to be? And at first, I list out, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be handsome. I want to be jacked. I want to drive a nice car. I want to get all the chicks. I want to have a house in Miami. I want to be able to go on the yachts and the picture everybody sees in their mind, especially when they think about success. Now, everybody has like a little bit different, but like everybody has that same kind of general idea. And I realized, I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with anything about me? Who am I actually? Who am I actually trying to be? Am I trying to be a teacher? Am I trying to be a leader? Am I trying to be just a nobody? Am I trying to be the sidekick? What's my role? Who am I in this life? And I thought deeper. Be like, okay, I asked myself, who do I want to be? And I thought of all the materialistic things. I thought of all the outcomes, and I didn't think about a single income, or I didn't think about a single input to every single output. Now I thought about it, I was like, okay, if that's the type of man I want to be, if that's the type of man that I see, and that's not even the man that I see at this day, but if in my head in that moment, I was like, if that's the type of person I want to be, what are the things I need to do to become that man? Not just, oh, I'm going to get rich, I'm going to work hecka hard to get money, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Okay, you really got to look deeper within yourself on every single level to the smallest details. And that's what I did. And I broke down every single characteristic of the identity I needed to become. I broke down every single idea to the tiniest things, and I have it written all down on a paper. Multiple papers, actually. And I wrote down, he wakes up at this time every single day to instill discipline. He runs a mile every single... I got into very fine details, but I would write down the things that this man in my vision did every single day, and he did on a weekly basis, and how he walked, and how he talked, and how he held himself, how he acted around different people, how he treated different people. Those minor details, those are the things that I'm talking about. The very, very little things. The way he stands in line. The way he talks to other people. These little things are what it really truly comes down to. And in the whole point of this video, I had to figure out, it was never about finding myself. It was never finding who I was. Who is JB Reda? Who is John Brandon Reda? It wasn't about finding myself. It was about creating myself. It was never about, oh, I need to figure out who I'm going to be. I had to create who I wanted to be. Create the man I saw in my eye. Create that man I saw in my vision, in my mind. Create that man. And so the way I went about it, I knew I had to do all the things that he would do. And so I can't just sit here and be like, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be jacked. You have to do the things that it takes to get there. And so the biggest thing for me is I wanted to lose the weight. I wanted to get jacked. I wanted to be in shape. I wanted to pull chicks. That was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to lose the weight, is because I was super insecure around girls. I had no confidence because I was super fucking fat. I was like, okay, what does this version of JB Reda do? What does he do every single day? And I wrote it down. I write down, he wakes up every single day at these times. He doesn't ever have a cheat meal. He hits his workouts every single day as hard as he possibly can. He sets a PR every single time he works out. And it was like these types of details that really developed the person that I am now. Because I was a super undisciplined, not confident at all, anxious, depressed kid. Depressed man. I was 17. That's a man in my eyes. And I was all of these things. And so I had to push away the identity I had of myself in that spot to create the man I wanted to become. I had to put everything away. Say, okay, this is what I have to do to become this man. I'm going to do it. And not every single thing led to that, but the smaller things were the biggest things. The way I talked to people, the way I acted around certain things. My biggest thing was like the discipline to the minutest detail. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you know the candy bar method. You know the tempted man. Those methods came from all of this. Those methods came from me being so minute in all of my discipline. About no matter how tempted I become, I will not give in. That is what I would write. And I would write things over and over and over, and things that I really truly believed and really saw. That's what I would underline, and I'd star it. And you look at my journal, I'd star every single one that I was like, that's the thing, that's the thing, that's the thing that's going to change. And so every bit of these pieces that I would take, every single day I would enact them to create the identity I wanted to become, to create the person I wanted to become. Because it's not about finding yourself. It's not about who am I. It's about who do I want to be. It's about creating yourself. Creating the man you want to become. And it starts with the characteristics. It doesn't start with any of the outcomes. It doesn't start with you planning it. It doesn't start with you even writing it down like I was. But it starts with you enacting the things that you know that man does. That's what it is. That's what it starts with. You cannot create your identity unless you do the things that that man would do. Some people like to think about it as your future self. I describe it sometimes as your future self. So that you think right now, the future person that you would like to be, the future person that you see in your eye, the ideal life, right? And people imagine this, and like I said earlier, they imagine the materialistic things. To get to there, you have to put in all of the minute detail, little things that add up every single day. That's what I had to do. I don't mean to ramble on and talk about the same thing, but it's just so important to truly understand that it's not about the planning. It's not about any of the outcome things. What really matters is the input you're putting in. So if you're going to sit here and plan and watch this video and think, oh, I'm going to get something out of this video, unless you truly do something after you watch this video, yeah, I might motivate you. But yeah, you might learn something, but you're not really getting anything out of this video unless you actually enact something from it. Unless you truly take the principles I add to this video and enact them as soon as you are finished watching this video, or even as you are watching this video. It's just another video. And so we're talking here about creating our identity. The person you have in your mind, are they sitting here and watching another YouTube video? Or are they sitting there creating one? The person you see in your mind, are they sitting there talking to hella chicks on Snapchat because they're horny? Or are they building the physique in the gym late at night, even after they worked all day, because they know that's what they need to do, because they know that's what will create the identity, create the man that they want to become? So I ask you, if you're watching this to get something out of it, truly enact the methods. Go sit down at your desk and write down the things that you see this man do. Not like the flashy stuff, not the outcome things, the income. How does he walk? How does he talk? How does he act around people? How does he treat people? Is he polite? How are his mannerisms? Like, literally, the finer the details you can get about it, the more you are going to relate to this man and see that this is actually you. And you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not just going to be like, oh, I'm trying to find myself. Now you see who's there. Now you see who's at the end of the tunnel, because that's you. You see the identity you are. You just had to take the stepping stones to get to that person. You have to take the steps that you just wrote down. All the things that he does, you do that now, because that's you. That is you. And that's how you create your identity. And you enact those methods every single day. Every single day. You come back to those notes every week. Okay, how did I do on this? How did I do on this? How did I do on this? I was in traffic and I was getting pissed off and I was cutting people off, flipping people off. That's not what he would do. You break it down. You break it down. Oh, you correct yourself. You coach yourself throughout the day. No one else is going to do it for you. Unless you really think about things every single day and every single opportunity like this, you're going to go throughout the day living the same life, living as the same person you don't want to be. Because everybody knows, and everybody says even, that they want to be that guy. But not everybody is willing to put in the effort it actually takes to become him, and actually take action to become him. I'm going to leave it off there, guys. I got to get to sleep. I got to wake up early. I'm going to continue to make more of these videos, these modules, and everything for you guys. Let me know if you guys liked this video. Just comment whatever you want to comment. Critique it even. I want to hear what you guys want to say. Hear what you guys got to say about every single point, every single viewpoint, everything. I want to hear what you guys got to say. I'm looking to get better every single time I make these videos. Love you guys. I will catch you boys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next one.